right, 25 minutes before 10 o'clock. Thank you for tuning in this beautiful Friday morning. Our next guest has the shortest amount of space on my notes that any guest has ever had before. Here's the story. David Fox is in the studio with his beautiful wife, Beverly. Nice, just met them. And they are here. David is here specifically because an old friend, Hal Reed, came in and chatted with us. And Hal was a guest quite a few times, sometimes about his work as an architect, and sometimes because of his interest in healthy food choices, etc., healthy lifestyle choices. And so he was telling me about David Fox, and I said, well, let's have him on the air with us. So that's all it says on my notes is healthy lifestyle. So let's find out from David himself. Good morning, David. How are you?
Doing fine, Larry.
And you live in Ocala?
Yes, I do.
And have you lived here long?
16 years.
16 years. Wow. And you moved from Chicago?
No. I moved from Texas.
Oh, from Texas?
Yeah.
Okay. How did Chicago get in my head?
I was born and raised in Chicago.
Oh, you're from Chicago?
Yeah, don't hold that against me, though.
Oh, you went from Chicago to Texas to Florida?
No, many other places in between. I was Air Force for 20 years.
Oh, okay. So
then American Airlines for 10 years in Dallas-Fort Worth.
Is that right? Okay. All right. Well, you look healthy, so let's start with the healthy lifestyle choices. Have you always made healthy lifestyle choices?
No. I smoked for almost 40 years, up until 5 years ago.
You quit 5 years ago?
Wow.
Yeah.
What were you smoking?
Cigarettes. No.
No, that is what I
No
meant.
Cigarettes
wacky
or
tobacco.
cigars
It was menthol cigarettes.
Well, that's what I meant. I meant cigarettes or cigars.
Or cigars.
Because I smoked cigars for a long time.
Yeah.
And I think I've been off of them now 8 years maybe, or 9 years.
I think
don't
so.
remember. But it's one of those habits that you can quit because, I know it's not easy, but you can because you can just do away with it completely.
Yeah.
You can't do away with food completely.
I knew I should quit many times before I finally did quit. But one of the side effects of smoking, a lot of people don't realize, is for men, abdominal aortic aneurysms.
What kind of aneurysms?
Abdominal aortic aneurysm. It's
Oh, really?
your
In your
aorta
belly?
is the largest blood vessel in your body.
Right, okay.
And Conway Twitty at age 59 died of that. If it bursts, you can bleed out before you get to the hospital.
Oh my gosh, okay. And Beverly, were you a smoker?
Never.
Never. Okay, so did you persuade him to stop?
Nope.
No?
Did it on his own.
What was the turning point for you? What made you stop?
A neighbor told me, have I ever tried e-cigarettes? I didn't know what they were 5 years ago or 6 years ago. And he got me onto e-cigarettes, and I had just opened a new pack of cigarettes out of the carton, and I went to the e-cigarette, and 5 months after I started the e-cigarette, I said, I don't need this crap either.
So,
I was able to quit.
Yeah, I don't want to hijack what you wanted to talk about, but
No, that's part of the
Is that
health
part of
thing.
it?
Heck yeah.
Because when I see kids out the window here with the
I know.
e-cigarettes, I'm thinking it's the other direction. They're going to go to regular smoking after a while.
Well, they may be trying to get off of the regular
We don't
cigarettes
know.
already.
There's no way to know. Okay. All
They have a
right.
lot of smoke there, though. Some of them look like
Oh, yeah.
trains.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, locomotives.
Yeah.
They do. All right. So, what about other bad? Did you go through your inventory of what you were doing and try to check it off? Okay, I don't do this anymore. I don't do this anymore.
Well, no. The cigarettes was the first thing to give up. And then I had heard about Hal and Barb Reed and his class. He conducted it at their house. And I got interested in that. I went there and decided, there's something to be said about how to reverse cancer, and that's what Hal did 12 years ago.
I had this discussion with Hal, by the way, and I wanted to share with you something that I talked to Hal about. We had a guest named Robin. What was the guy who said never be sick again? Dr. Francis something?
Yeah.
Dr. Francis. But anyway, he had written a book.
Raymond Francis, Dr. Raymond Francis.
And he told us that if you could alkalize your body,
Oh, yeah.
then you can get rid of cancer.
Yes.
I have asked many people, and you have doctors who say that's nonsense. You have doctors who say that's absolutely right.
Yeah.
What is your conclusion about that? And I have more questions if you agree with it. I guess
I don't want to cut my own throat because, our medical system is very good at diagnosing and telling you what's wrong and prescribing you medicine.
Okay, right.
But you can take better care of your body than any doctor can. Most doctors have never been trained in nutrition. If any, they may have had an hour briefing here or there, but nothing as extensive as what Hal prescribes.
Okay, so with the alkaline theory, there was a story from Rome, Italy, about a doctor who said you could cure cancer with baking soda, right?
Yes. Yep.
And he did this. There was you can look it up on Google, and he injected some kind of a baking soda formula into the tumors in rats or whatever, and it cancerous tumors, and it got rid of them.
Well, I went through Hal's class, I guess 4 or 5 years ago. We had a lady in the class who had breast cancer. The lump on her breast would come and go based upon what she ate. Cancers thrive on acidity and sugars. And if you can alkalize your body a little bit, I mean, the extreme is dangerous also. Too alkaline.
Right, exactly, yes.
Even drinking too much water is not good for you. But I agree that you can.
So do you monitor your alkalinity? Do you have like litmus paper at home or something every morning?
I did for a while, but alkalinity was not my problem. It was trying to get to a healthier lifestyle. Getting away, I heard you early this morning about saying you got rare blood, being red versus eating your hamburger raw. I've got rare
Just disregard
blood.
anything you hear us talk about.
I don't believe anything. No. I've got rare blood, AB positive, which is only 4% of the population. But
that's really rare.
I cannot give blood anymore, having been stationed in Europe for 3 years as my last tour in the Air Force, because of mad cow disease.
Right. Yes.
FDA has not.
My brother, the same thing, was in the Air Force, can't do it, right?
It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
There's so much we want to talk about. I don't want to be stuck on any one topic, but we do have a phone call. And I mentioned before we went on the air that if you put the headsets on, you'll be able to hear the phone call. Okay. Otherwise, you won't be able to. My first thing I have to check is if you can hear me on the headsets. Okay. Good morning. You're on the air now. Thank you for calling. You're on with David Fox.
Yeah, good morning. I took my university degree in chemistry, and I studied some physical biochemistry. I don't have any life science training, but one of the things that we did learn was that when you eat anything, the first thing that happens when it gets down to your stomach is that your body secretes hydrochloric acid stronger than what was on my laboratory shelf. So I don't entirely comprehend what the acid-alkali thing is about. It must be something else downstream of that I don't know. But it's not strictly about whether the food is acid or alkali when you eat it, because when it gets to the stomach, it's going to be acid.
Yeah. Okay.
That's a physical fact.
David, you want to comment?
Yeah, my degree was not in chemistry, and I applaud you. But hydrochloric acid can eat through your skin, for crying out loud. But your stomach is strong enough to secrete its own enzymes to counteract that. And it's even saliva is a digestive fluid. So when it gets to the stomach, you've got a lot of other things going on. And I can only talk from what I've read. The China study, for one, was a big influence in my life. And then reading Caldwell Esselstyn, who was a premier surgeon at the Cleveland Clinic, who got into nutrition and was given 24 patients who were actually given up by their cardiologist, and these patients were told to go home, sit in a rocking chair, and wait till you pass. Well, he's still working with 23 of them, if I'm not mistaken, years after he was given these patients, and he's actually reversed their heart disease. But it's not so much that I came here to talk about alkalinity or acidity. It's just what I've heard and read over the last few years. But I appreciate your expertise in that, but I can't respond to that other than there are doctors here in the States that also put people on baking soda to bring down the acidity if they're suffering cancer of some type.
All right, let's take a little break and we'll be right back. I want to make sure, because time runs out fast when you do a radio show, so on the other side of the break, we'll make sure that we focus on what you had in mind to talk about, because I feel like we hijacked the whole thing. Let's take that break right now. We'll be right back with David Fox.
We all know the importance of good health, but we may not know the latest advances in medicine that are available to us. Monday at 9 a.m., Bern Paraiso will be our roving medical reporter to tell us about Seven Hill Gastroenterology PA and Dr. Reddy. We'll discuss screening, techniques, and more. So tune in and listen. This is more than news you can use. It's news that could save your life. That's Monday at 9:05 a.m. Leprechaun Soft Wash is the roof washing method that is safe and effective on shingles, tile, metal and shake roofs, vinyl, wood, aluminum, hardy board and stucco siding, driveways, pavers, and the list goes on. Leprechaun Soft Wash is fully insured and uses biodegradable cleaning products. Plus, Leprechaun Soft Wash offers a spot-free warranty on roof cleanings. Call 751-2325.
No more blimey roof stains with Leprechaun Soft Wash. 751-2325.
Come to the 4th Annual Habitat Strawberry Festival on March 4th, 2017 at the McPherson Government Complex. The festival's goal is not only to have vendors, food, a car show, a kids zone, live entertainment featuring One Flight Up, a lip sync competition, police versus fire department pie eating contest, and all things strawberry. But to also raise funds to build a habitat home for a family in our community. Check out the website, habitatocala.org, and follow the link. The Habitat for Humanity Strawberry Festival is March 4th with breakfast served at 7:30. Free parking, free admission.
All right. Is it still cool out there? It is 53 degrees out there right now. Temperatures climbing today to 78. Some rain tomorrow. And then Sunday looks beautiful. 82 degrees and sunny skies. Let's return now to David Fox. David is here to talk about healthy lifestyles. And during the break, we kind of zoomed in a little bit closer to what he came in for. David, I would like to give you an open invitation. Just if you ever want to come in, just let us know. And we would love to talk to you some more. The one thing I wanted to make sure we got in there, though, is something you told us off the air, is that you had gone to, was it a clinic up in Jacksonville?
Yes,
Okay.
it was. It's called the Dean Ornish Reversal Clinic. He's got 20-plus sites across the states. And as I told you during the break, it was approved by Medicare and Medicaid services back in 2010 as an alternative to the typical rehabilitation that they give for heart patients.
So you went up there because you were a heart patient?
Well, yeah. I had 2 stents already in the right artery to the heart, and I'd rather not have a third one. So
you went up there and he did what?
No, he didn't do anything. We went through 9 weeks, 2 days a week of a 4-hour session, and each 4-hour session, including 1 hour in exercise, stress management, nutrition, and then group support.
Were you stressed out? You look like pretty relaxed.
I'm relaxed now, thanks a lot.
Well, after working in air traffic control, that had to be high anxiety.
It wasn't
high
air
stress.
traffic control. It was I was a flyer in the Air Force, navigator and bombardier aboard B-52.
Wow.
And then in flight training in the Air
Oh, that's
Force.
not stressful, is it? Dropping bombs on people.
No. And sitting in the basement of the B-52 wasn't too much fun when you had no control over your destiny. Ejection seats went downward in the B-52 for the navigator and bombardier. But then I was in flight training with American Airlines and in a supervisory role.
The one thing you mentioned during the break, we had a doctor in here talking about diabetes, and it was a lady doctor, and she said that walking has proven to be very, very beneficial to reverse diabetes, type 2 diabetes. I noticed on your notes right here, it says eating a vegetarian diet is number 1. Number 2 is walking or exercising every day.
Yeah, absolutely.
So that's it. I mean, it seems like pretty simple
easy
stuff.
Hal and I talked the other day, and he's got a good friend, a lady, whose husband decided to change his lifestyle, diet and exercise, and he reversed his own type 2 diabetes. He's off medication.
Wow.
Wow, that
And
is
he
amazing.
did what? Did he drop meat?
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's one of the aspects of this program that's hard to get used to.
So are you a
because-
vegetarian?
Yes. No, yes, I am.
Are you, Beverly?
good.
are
I
you-
love cheeseburgers.
Beverly, are you a vegetarian? Wait, I'm trying to figure out if you are. Are you kidding?
No.
You are or you're not?
I'm trying to be a good vegetarian. and having grown up in Chicago and southern Wisconsin, dairy was king.
Exactly.
Okay, well that's another part of this. I mean, is cheese cheating?
Yeah.
yes.
Oh, it is.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Oh.
Is cheese worse than meat?
I can only decide what I can do for myself. I love cheese. I mean, macaroni and cheese was one of the staples we grew up with. Nachos, oh man, you miss that stuff. But is it more important than another stent? No, I don't think so.
Oh, that's a wonderful sentence right there. Okay, let's go to the phone again. Good morning. You're on the air with David Fox.
Yes, good morning, David. I'm from southern Wisconsin myself, and I've had a lot of milk and cheese and all that other kind of wonderful stuff all my life, and I guess my heart's in pretty good shape. That's what the doctors are telling me. What is your take on taking aspirin, even if you do have, if you pass your heart test? Do you recommend aspirin or do you not?
I'm currently on an aspirin regimen to 81 milligram. Plus, after having a stent, they put you on these blood thinners that all you got to do is look at your skin. Sometimes you get bruises.
Yes.
So
Look at it.
the jury is out on the aspirin, whether it's good or bad for you, but it does keep you from having a heart attack.
Can I ask you, on that 81 milligrams, do you take one or two a day, and what times of the day? Do you take it in the morning or at night?
I take my 81 milligram at night because I take my Efficient, which is the heart, the blood thinner that the cardiologist gave me after the last stent.
Oh.
So my next birthday, I'll be 70, and I feel like I'm in my 40s, but the underlying problem is still there, which is the arteriosclerosis from years of smoking and eating improperly.
So I have a question for you. Do the benefits of the changed lifestyle only surface in tests that a doctor can see, or do you actually feel something different yourself?
Oh, I feel much better. I feel better than I did a few years ago, and I felt like I was in my 50s back then.
What is your exercise routine? What do you do?
Well, it's mild exercise. Walking is one of the best ones, like you said. I love to swim. I was a competitive swimmer in high school. Only do that during the summer because I don't like cold water. But working on the...
it's cold air that's the problem.
Yeah, that's true.
The water's always the same temperature, right?
Yeah. But no, that's primarily it. The back to the caller, the 81 milligram, I take at night, and then the Plavix or whatever they want to call it. I'm on a drug called Efficient, which is another blood thinner. But you got to really be careful with that stuff because you could bleed to death without you knowing about it.
Right. So the big message we want to leave the listeners with today is that you have improved your life by changing your lifestyle.
Lifestyle, which is not only the diet, but it's a little bit of exercise. The Ornish only calls for 3 hours per week. They do like the group support that you either get from your family,
right.
And it's a tough protocol to go through. What
about other things? I mean, you mentioned stress before. I kind of had fun with that one, but let me ask you in reality. Like, we do the news, and sometimes the news, I'd rather not do that. Like on weekends.
I know.
Because I do the news 5 days a week.
Yeah.
I get back to work Monday, and I have no idea what happened because I just
Yeah, you divorce yourself of that.
Right.
Because, this latest political picture, I'm with the last name of Fox, I am a Fox News fan.
And you did not use the word junkie, I noticed.
Yeah. And if you listen to too much news, including my favorite station of Fox, you can still get ticked off with what's going on in this country. I served my country for 20 years in the Air Force, retired in 1990, and I don't recognize this country anymore. That's pretty sad.
That is sad.
And sometimes I feel like I wasted 20 years of my life.
What kind of advice do you give parents who seem to be obese and then they have obese children? How do you manage to get them right on track so they are living to see their children grow up and
Start
get married?
looking at label diagrams. Look at the fat content. Anything over 4% fat, you should leave on the shelf. Get away from processed foods. Go to whole foods, fruits, vegetables. Ornish teaches a 1-2-3 concept for a meal: 1 protein, 2 whole grains, and then 3 fruits and vegetables. And one of the things that Ornish said is he doesn't understand why asking people to eat a well-balanced vegetarian diet is considered drastic, while it's medically conservative to cut people open and put them on a cholesterol-lowering drug for the rest of their lives.
I love that.
Yeah.
So what's for lunch today? What are you having?
I haven't figured it out yet. But yesterday, for example, I had it's a Morningstar Farms frozen veggie burger. It's a black bean.
We have that.
Oh, we love
We
those.
love that. I love
we
that.
Love those.
Very healthy.
I love those.
They're healthy.
If you melt cheese on it, do you ruin it?
I would love to, but I won't do
Okay.
it.
Mayonnaise? Are you okay with mayonnaise?
Yeah, no, can't do mayo.
No, no mayonnaise.
I love mayonnaise, but I don't.
Do you do fish? I mean, do you eat fish, or is that not part of
If
the...
anything, I'll have
You got-
a shrimp or two. Shrimp is the lowest of the fat-producing
Oh, really?
meats.
Yeah, I never saw a fat shrimp.
Yeah.
I've seen the jumbo shrimp.
Well, they swim a lot. Swimming is very good for you.
Yeah, because sometimes shrimp and meat have different nutrients that you can't get as a vegetarian. How do you balance that?
You can get if you have half a cup of peas, that's an equivalent protein of 1 egg. Instead of buying the jarred peanut butter on the shelf, you can buy powdered, which is 90% less fat. Instead of 26 grams of fat, it's got 4.
Powdered peanut
Do you
butter.
add water
You
to
add a
it?
little bit of water. They don't use oil when they do it. Ornish doesn't want you to have any oil.
What about jelly?
Jelly, I use what they call polliner. It's a
Oh, I've seen those.
yeah.
So what do? You
Yeah.
sprinkle the
Yeah,
peanut
I've seen
butter
that.
powder on the jelly?
Oh no!
No,
I
you
mix
don't.
I mix it up with water and
Oh, I
just
see.
spread it on whole grain bread.
Yeah, is it good?
A lot of
Did you
good protein.
Beverly, did you change your lifestyle at the same time David did?
No.
No, because I basically have always been vegetarian.
Oh, you've always been.
I do eat some meat. I do like fish. I just don't eat it all the time. It's just natural foods is basically, we're both underweight. I mean, as far as watching, what we do and exercise and food.
I want to make sure the listeners have a way to look into some of the things you've talked about. So you mentioned the Ornish reversal program, and you gave me some information. So
They can go online and look it up. It's
Yeah.
approved by Medicare. And let me bring up one point. The last stint I had, I think, if I remember correctly, looking at my insurance statements, it was approximately $90,000 for a 3-day stay at Monroe Regional.
Wow.
Including doctors and whatever. The Ornish Clinic, I think, charges Medicare less than $6,000.
And this is wonderful, approved by Medicare. That way
Yes.
it's not
Oh,
out
yeah.
of pocket. That's wonderful.
All right. And just for the management here, David does not represent the clinic at all. This is not an ad. This is not an ad for them. But they do have a website. It's jaxhealth.com, jaxhealth.com/Ornish.
That is the one of 20 locations across the United
okay.
States. It was up at St. Vincent's Hospital in Jacksonville.
Okay.
Wow.
David and Beverly, thank you for coming in. It was nice to meet you both.
Oh, you're welcome.
And thank you for your service, too.
Oh,
Gosh.
you're welcome there, too.
Wow.
And you did not waste 20 years, no.
Yeah, okay, well,
No.
good. I'm glad.
Did not
No.
waste 20 years. All right, we will be right back. Kelly Hart up next with Ocala Magazine Radio.